Okay, so we have a Samsung S3 here. We'll try to turn it on to see if we can't get this to display the problem that we're having. We're going to let it start up, and hopefully it can show us what we got going on here. Our customer brought in and said that they had an issue with the phone going off and on, blank screening. We had flashed this to Cricket for them, and everything worked perfectly fine. They get their picture messaging through their unit, but it's doing this reboot restart type deal. Now at first we believed that this was a brick issue, like they had done over programming to 4.3, and we thought it was an issue with that. But after we checked a few things, it appears that it may be connected to the power button. So we're going to try to get this to turn all the way on so that we can show you what we're dealing with as far as that goes. So it appears to me that I'm going to have to stop this video for a second. Then I'm going to have to start it back up when I can actually get it to do what it needs to do. Okay, so we have the phone turned back on. Let's see here. We're going to swipe across it to unlock it. As we can see that something we did, just as a side note, we were able to get picture messaging to work natively with the Cricket phone, or the Sprint phone on the Cricket network, so we can do that. But what we're going to display here is the fact of this is what the phone is doing. So we go and just brush up against the power button here, and it'll start acting like it's, let's see, it starts doing that type deal, just barely bumping up against the power button. So we have a power button here, we just barely brush up against it, and then it starts rebooting itself where it gets hung up. So what we're going to do is take this apart and restart it, or resolder it, and then hopefully that'll fix it. Okay, so we got the phone done. Let's turn it on. Push the power button. It's turning on. Let's see if it'll boot all the way up. Our preliminary test showed that it was working perfectly fine, but we're gonna let it do its thing and see how far it gets in. It appears that this time on first boot, it's starting up. Shows the Sprint, which we told you that we were able to get native messaging to work on that. See that we have our screen again. We got that. Let's rub this on the side. Not having any problems. Push the button. Push it again. Seems that everything's working fine the way it's supposed to. So we're going to call this one complete and say that it's done.